Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Philosophical from the Let's Rock podcast, and this is your Freedom Friday. A lot has been on my mind this week on all types of things. You know what I mean? But one thing that kind of bothered me was I want to speak on a little bit about this Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan situation and kind of relate it on, myself and a lot of our brothers that kind of not very outspoken or speaking about it. It's primarily been about, a lot of the women speaking out on it, right? So first of all, my opinion on it is the fact that let's look at it from the specifics, right? Michael B. Jordan is 35, Lori Harvey is 25. So that's a 10-year gap, right? So we've got to come to some sort of understanding that there's two different mindsets, right? 10-year gap. And that kind of explains a lot of the reasons why it didn't work out, right? Uh, and there's always truth to both sides of the story, right? Um, so Michael B. Jordan wanted to be serious, step it up, commit. As stated, Lori Harvey wanted to have fun and focus on her career, right? So this is my opinion on it. And this is relating it not only to myself, but to our brothers out there, right? I want to speak on the fact that Michael B. Jordan um, probably had this conversation within the first probably 2 to 3 months of them going out, dating, having sex. But I can probably put everything I have on the fact that he ignored a lot of what she was saying to him, right? I'm pretty sure these conversations they were having were the same results, right? As a man, Michael B. Jordan, just putting myself in his shoes, is feeling her, right? On an attraction level, on the way she looks, maybe possibly how she speaks, how she carries herself on a outward appearance as far as having fun and all that, right? And I'll get to that in a second. My point is that these conversations didn't just happen this week. As far as I want to take it to the next level based on what he's saying, and she wants to focus on fun and career. I can probably put I could probably bet with anyone today that wants to have this debate or conversation. This is probably conversations they've had before. But you want to know what really happened and this is strictly in my opinion, is the fact that he hinted at what he really wanted out of the situation, out of the relationship. And like all men, like all counting myself, what we do is we ignore the red signs, right? When one person is telling you they're not ready for what you're offering them, there's two things. You have two choices, right? And typically, we as men, we ignore. We ignore the responses. We ignore what people are telling us. And in turn, in Michael B. Jordan's case and in mine, you know what I mean? We wait, we settle, we drop what we want in order to be with this person, meet her on her level, right? And in return, think that she will see our value, right? And I've done this plenty of times. You know, meet a woman, take her out, amazed by her beauty, amazed by how she carries herself, what she has on, amazed by the so-called fun personality. But when it came down to serious conversations, you weren't getting the responses you need, right? I'm pretty sure, they were having numerous conversations as far as, hey, I want this. I want to take this to this level. Hey, I'm not focused on that right now. One of them submitted, right? And Michael B. Jordan submitted, right? And I applaud him for, regardless of how the situation, conversation at the end of the day ended their relationship. I applaud him. I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line he put his foot down to say, you know what, you know, I want something serious. You know, this isn't going to work for me. Or she could have even responded and said, hey, what you're offering me, I'm not ready for. So let's look at a deeper root of this, because he stayed in the situation that he already knew the answers to. Why? Because he didn't do his homework. He didn't do his research. Right? Let's look at Lori Harvey and some of the decisions she's made, right? The type of men she's been with. How are you going to expect a woman that is constantly telling you that she's only looking for fun, to advance her career based off of the type of men she's dealing with? Michael P. Jordan doesn't fit that mold of men she's been with. And Michael B. Jordan, I'm pretty sure, not only ignored some of the things she was telling him, but also ignored the research. And that's exactly what we as men do, right? We settle, we lower our standards on things that we want out of a certain relationship for the alternative. The way she looks, the way she carries herself, the way she speaks, the outward appearances, the red signs, the red flags, right? I'm pretty sure our brothers out there have done this before, right? Ignoring the red flags. And we continue to ignore the red flags, right? It's okay for a woman to leave a man because of the red flags, but we as men, we stay. I've stayed in situations I knew wasn't going anywhere, right? I stayed in situations that stressed me out to a point where it was like, what am I doing? I'm in this for the wrong reasons. But we as men, you know, we act delirious when it comes to these things. And a lot of times we don't want to do the homework, right? Because we're holding on to something and someone that clearly either we're waiting for them to get on the same page we are, which can take a lot of time, or we're trying to figure out how we can come down to their level, right? And that's why you have a lot of men submitting quicker than women are today, right? So let's talk about Lori Harvey and the type of woman, and I'm just speaking from opinion, the modern woman, right? Focusing on her career, right? Being independent, not needing a man, in her case, being with the type of men that she's been with, right? Those type of modern women are what we call projects and or challenges to men. Men want to be able to feel challenged. We want to be able to feel challenged and feel like we as men are fixers. We want to be able to fix situations. And what did Lori Harvey bring? Challenges. Why? Because she didn't want the same thing Michael B. Jordan wanted, right? I'm pretty sure, again, they've had the conversations as far as like, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. Michael B. Jordan, on the other hand, is like, I do. So I'm going to wait until you're ready for something serious. Why, man? Why do we do that? Why do we need to feel like we have to stoop down and lower ourselves to accommodate someone that isn't ready for what we have to offer, does not look at the value that we ourselves are presenting ourselves with, right? You go out to dinner, you take a woman out on a date, whatever. It's always the interview process. You've always got to impress the woman to feel like, you know, you're up to her standards. Why? Right? You're just as valuable as a woman is in the aspect that you've got to choose the woman. Michael B. Jordan made the decision to stay with Lori Harvey. Why? Why? Right? Because she's a project, she's a challenge. It's a way of him feeling like he's challenged to fix something within her. What is he fixing? You're not ready for what I have to offer. Let me get you there. I'm valuable enough to show you how. When a person tells you they're not ready for something or tells you who they are, believe it. Right? But men, we waste time. And then blame women for this. It's a woman's fault. And why? Why? I'm just trying to. This is a perfect example of Michael B. Jordan not doing his homework, right? So now at the end of the day, Lori Harvey has a track record. Now Michael B. Jordan has a track record of the type of women he's been with, right? We as men, we all have a track record of the type of woman we're with or been with. It follows us everywhere we go. It's like a paper trail. It follows us everywhere we go. Right. And this is the reason why a lot of men struggle with dating differently, being with someone different. Why? Because you are in the unknown. Because why? I had dated so many women that were of the same pocket, of the same realm, of the same circle. So when it came down to dating the right one, that was different. I was afraid. I was scared. Right? It was different. It was of the norm of me before dating a certain circle, dating a certain type of woman. I knew how to react in certain situations. But when you're dating someone different, you're of the unknown of not knowing what to do. Right? Not knowing where to go. Right? This is a total different territory. And it takes a different mindset to do things differently. Right? And on the other hand, is like, I'm seeing that what are women like Lori Harvey teaching other women, right? Other women are now looking at Lori Harvey as an example of, focus on you, focus on your career, And I'm asking myself, why do we put these types of women on a pedestal to the fact of it's sweeping a lot of the mistakes under the rug that they have made, so-called mistakes, and you're not learning from it. Every woman is following the modern woman complex. They're following Lori Harvey as this example, this great achievement. Who's to say Michael B. Jordan is a good man, right? And this can go on the flip side, right? Because Michael B. Jordan is a different man that she's ever dated before, she may have been afraid, not want to commit, right? But nobody's really talking about that. It's always the example of, okay, I want to be like Lori Harvey, right? Why not set an example of, you know what? This is different. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do something different. People don't want to risk anymore because they don't know the outcome anymore. They don't know the outcome, right? They don't know the outcome of what can potentially happen. Or in certain cases, he's not my type. She's not my type. She doesn't do this differently. I mean, the same. He doesn't do this the same. But fellas, we're ignoring the red flags. Ladies, you're following the wrong type of examples. Right? You want a good man, some of you. You want a good man, but you're following what Lori Harvey is doing. Some women are saying they don't need a man at all, but blaming men for not having a high value man. Men, you're now trying to ignore the red flags and try to make someone believe in what you want to believe in and offer and make yourself feel valuable when that person doesn't even value you the same way you want to be valued. Right? And what does that do at the end of the day? It breaks relationships. Now it encourages, it inflames a lot of women saying they don't need a man. Now men are out here saying that, we're not gonna date anymore. We're not gonna just we're just gonna sit back and just not even pursue women anymore. Right? My thing is my point is that men, we're trying to be fixers and trying to like finish these projects when we're not a complete package ourselves. How could we try to convince or fix someone else when we're trying to fix ourselves? Why not go be with someone that can compliment you, that can be there every step of the way? You compliment each other, right? But everybody, as I've said before, everybody's in it to get what they want. Right? No one's taking risks anymore because everybody is dating the same type of man or woman they're dating. Everybody's doing the same thing. No one's doing their homework. No one's ignoring the red signs. No one's ignoring the red flags. And we're wasting time. And the mindset is now being held to a standard that we're going to follow what someone else did for their reasons and their reasons alone. Now, I'm not saying that, Lori Harvey or Michael B. Jordan doesn't have a right to have their needs and wants. Yeah, sure, cool. Lori Harvey, you want to follow your career and you want to have fun. But I know for a fact that Michael B. Jordan was different than what you dated before. Right? And Michael B. Jordan, same thing. You wanted something more serious, but look at the person you're trying to turn that person into a serious person with. Look at the track record. You ignored the red flags. It's like mixing oil with water. Right? So it comes down to the decision making. Will you do your homework? Right? Man, it's okay to, if you're not in a good situation you feel you want or need, it's okay to take a step back and say, hey, this ain't for me. Women are doing it, right? It's okay to step back and say, and I wish I would have known this sooner. And I stayed in situations longer than what I should have, right? I wish I would have had this type of platform a lot earlier to say, yo, this ain't for me, right? I wish I would have understood a lot sooner what I needed and what I wanted. And I ignored it because I was young and dumb, right? So free yourself from thinking of the fact that stop wasting your time if you feel you're wasting your time. I'm not advocating for any type of breakup. I'm not advocating for, figure out legitimate reasons of why you're in a certain situation you're in. If both of you guys are trying to work it out and fix it, cool, figure it out. But if you're having constant conflict to the fact that, one person wants something, the other person wants something, it's not working, but you're staying together for what? I would love to hear you guys' comments on this. Hear you guys' feedback on this. Free yourself from that conflict. For what? You've been together X amount of time and it's not going anywhere. Neither one of you are on the same page as far as what you are trying to get to. And now what's making it worse is that the women are following Lori Harvey and the men are just totally bashing Michael B. Jordan. Still to this day, people are still bashing Russell Wilson because of the track record of Sierra. Right? That's just the way it is. Right? They bash the man, but follow the woman. So do your homework, fellas. All right. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to our podcast. Love to hear your feedback on all of this. I'm Philosophical from the Let's Rock podcast.